I, Viddy, think it is a bit odd to do a first impressions video of a highly anticipated Splatoon 3. 1. I've not played Splatoon 2 for quite some time and am a Splatoon casual as a result. And 2. Splatoon 3, like 2, feels fairly similar to its predecessors. So what is there to say about it? Oh, and this is a demo centered around the game's series concept of Splatfest, and some things may change in the finished game, but we'll come back to that after I say some hopefully interesting things about the game. First of all, the demo being Splatfest consisted of a typical series of team games that settle a hot, heated debate. One time in Splatoon 2 it was mayo versus ketchup, here it was rock versus paper versus scissors. And the fact it was 3 teams is important to note. I chose rock purely because it was one of my favourite colours, blue, but this meant that the scissors and paper teams were very mad at me and unsubscribed from my channel and banned me from existence. Anyways, anyone who's played Splatoon games previously will find Splatoon 3 very similar. You play as squishy water thingies that engage in fun games of turf war and then some, where the objective is to cover a massive space in more ink than the other team before time runs out. Customization is key. You have your weapons and sub-weapons and special weapons, and you get your ink back, or hide, sort of, by swimming around in your own colour ink. Your gear and clothes and stuff also have small abilities and perks. So what is there to say about Splatoon 3 then? Well, it seems to be about the small things. You can do more evasive moves like the Squid Surge and Squid Roll, the latter of which can take some practice to do. The chaotic city of Splatsville is an interesting change of setting and really showcases the production values. And maybe that is about it. It is very hard to tell if things have been ironed out or balanced better from before. It has been said that pretty much all the weapons and stuff will come back. There were a number of weapons already there for use, and some of the maps will come back, but there are some surely cool new ones. Maybe some weapons are overpowered or underpowered, or maps giving specific teams advantages and disadvantages, all this to the point of the game not being fun, or forcing veterans to relearn everything. Speaking of veterans, this is one of my nitpicks about the demo gameplay. The tutorials and occasional lack of control explanations are not good for newcomers. A number of people have said this will be their first Splatoon game, and I encourage them to go ahead and play it, much like I did with Splatoon 2 and it being similar to its predecessor, but I had to remember how to do super jumps and stuff, and the demo at least doesn't tell you how. I had to even go onto the internet to learn about squid surges and rolls. Are there any other moves the game is not telling us? One of my main disappointments with the demo of the game, however, is the new triple turf war. It sounds like a great idea, right? Instead of 2 teams covering the place with ink, it is 3. Well, it has an odd premise. Depending on which of the 3 teams is winning a Splatfest, in this footage the red team, they are a team of 4 defending the centre against 2 teams of 2 players on blue and yellow. But there is friendly fire, which seems unnecessary. It is hard to tell if 4 players on a team is too much of an advantage. And then there's the Ultra Signal, a rocket in the centre that you can activate if you manage to stand still next to it for long enough. This Ultra Signal is a sprinkler, spraying the ink everywhere to cover more space and hurt the other players, but it stays on permanent until another player deactivates it, which doesn't seem balanced. This is a mode that properly needs to be worked on to be fun. And the worst part was, at least in my experience, I barely could get a match in with this mode. Waiting times and communication errors were constant, and after waiting, it just defaulted to classic turf wars, so I gave up on it. Netplay was mostly smooth, by the way, except for one long waiting time for turf war and 1 or 2 communication errors. Hopefully the online play in the finished game will be smooth, much like Splatoon 2, if not better. That being said, I am actually very excited for this game, but in a very odd way. Like I said, the game is fairly similar to before, but it is what we know from the direct and so on that is exciting. Salmon Run is coming back, and from what I can tell, it is not scheduled this time. The single player campaign looks interesting story-wise. Heck, there's even a seemingly friendly Salmonid. There's a car game, and I think I heard somewhere there's finally split-screen multiplayer, maybe for specific modes such as Salmon Run, but I'm probably just being hopeful there. Overall, the demo was fun to play, and to add what we know to be included, and then some, hopefully with the DLC, Splatoon 3 should be a good game. It is probably a good first Splatoon game for newcomers and a good third one for veterans. But there is that small feeling that Splatoon 3 will be almost too similar to before. Then again, how would one change Splatoon? And are you looking forward to the game? Do you think it could be a good sequel? Use ink or something to write down your comments below this video. Have a good day or night or whatever it is, and don't forget, rock crushes scissors. But paper covers rock, and scissors cuts paper. We have a conundrum.